is Bloodsport.
Yes, I was going to say this as well.
Yep. Do you want to tell the stream why Bloodsport is absolutely nuts?
Yes, so when you have somebody trapped in an arena, usually...
Now, obviously this seems like a respect ban, and we're seeing things like the Broodmother being banned because they're actually just super strong in the meta right now. Do you think Axe is both of them look like they need something to bring it together? Slaughter Gangs looks like it's the stronger draft to me so far, but I feel like AU Rejects are cooking something, and it's a windy.
Brimstone doesn't care if he dies, he has a ceaseless dirge. Oh, random Ursa kill. Gachi's down.
What happened
Gachi's
there? Was he
down.
just lurking on low HP? Did Prey take him? Was it Prey?
Yeah, he got slain by the tiny toss.
Like Slaughter Gang did, or are you going to come up with another wild pick that's a little bit unpredictable, a little bit spicy?
So I think both teams are going to mix up the drafting here. I cross and killed him if the IO wasn't in the way, but they really didn't want to break on the IO, of course.
600 gold off the Radiance, so you know,
Yeah.
on the Necro, so might be looking at that 15-minute timing, maybe even earlier. If things porting in.
Oh my.
They don't have vision of the Axe yet, but if he's not careful,
Ruby has
they're
blink
about
off this.
to. Reverie looking, the Sand Kings, but they're starting to feel him out. They've got vision on him, and the Invoker's rotating over. Mars is here, the slow comes out, big zap from the Rubik, he throws off his Ghost Shroud, but then the stun comes out immediately from and the bear goes down, so at least they take something. Huge streak goes the way of the Vengeful Spirit. Alright.
They have the invis on the young Herald.
Sand King is chasing that Zeus, he's chasing. Try and get some damage onto you as well. Missed the Axe Call because of the swap, beautiful play there from Johnny, and down goes the cow. Okay, they're in action. If they eliminate this cow, they might actually be able to play this fight. Vengeful is running, but the Shadow Demon goes down to the Dagon, and the dunk. Faye is now in trouble as well as he tries to run to his tower and just gets up down. Okay, nice young Harold. And Gachi going in bottom.
Gachi gets a kill, 2v1.
Large coming from the Spirit Breaker. We wonder if Johnny can get safety before he gets here. Toss back.
He might have missile up.
Staying under the tower.
He's going to be able to connect them charge.
Missile is going to be up, but he's going to be coming out of those trees. And Johnny did.
Disastrous fight for Radiant.
Yep. Oh, and did I just hear
Scythe from Rubik.
A Stolen Scythe on Windranger? Okay.
Oh my god. That's 3.
Diadem too. It felt like they were on the back foot the entire game. And we saw how good these players can play. We saw how strong they were in the first game. Slaughter Gang absolutely killed it. And yet all of a sudden, is in, Johnny is out, Gachi knows he has to deal with that Shadow Demon and is diving him as hard and fast as he can. Disruption to try and save himself for a second. That BKB is running out, Gachi, and you are deep once again. Tiny. Bala is now on the high ground. The Blade Mail comes out, and that fourth link needs to be careful. He doesn't kill himself, but he does blow up the Axe. Axe is dead. That creates a bit of space in these fights for Dire now. Looks like Reverie is just elected to use his ult on the Spirit Breaker.
But he is objectively the core that had the hardest game possible on top. And if you go to like the net worth blocks and go around the 8-minute mark, he is 6 from the top, and by the 10-minute mark, he is top. But we don't have an expected winner, I wouldn't say, out of any of these. It could really go any way between like the top 3 or even the top 5.
So put me in the mindset of there, throws 2 heroes of Team Radiant into this Mars arena with the big blood sport. There's no saving them. They're stuck in there. They're freaking out because everyone freaks out when they're in a Mars ult. He needs to be careful here. He gets the stun out in return, but it looks like there is some dust on top of that big space cow. And in just a moment, we'll see a dunk on top of Huncho. RFA can't save him from that one.
The Dagon cut.
Sea Salt's confused. Oh! And Huncho goes on the Undying. He steps out of position and he goes down as well. This game is pretty active, isn't it? There are kills going on all over the map.
Ceaseless Dirge did act 10 HP regen, and 5 mana. I mean, like, he's just not respecting the toss damage. He's expecting the
IO. Spirit Breaker decides he wants to take this kill on his own. Down goes Wing Ching.
Unfortunate.
There can be a huge amount of burst coming out from either of these heroes at any moment, so keen to watch this in action.
Another reason you won't see a lot of action in the bottom lane is in the numbers, but the amount of saves that the Undying was able to do, and the amount of even if it's just like a tombstone save or just the Greaves keeping someone alive, that prevents like 10 to 50 high on health, so your innate ability, the maul, does 1.5% of your current health, not your max health. So it's very important to stay high, because like for at the moment he's getting 4, continue to play. If the Sand King ever gets to Ags, he has Shivas already, they're going to have so much trouble playing into it. They only have one BKB across their entire team. Obviously Zeus is never going to buy it, but they need more players to be able to go. But yeah, you can just see how much like this Tiny does, right? This guy got absolutely jibbed in lane, and he does one toss combo, and that's 2/3 of an Invoker's health pool. And that's an 1800 health Invoker. These random kills where the supports get a bunch out of it. The lowest level on Dire is 11, and the lowest level on Radiant is 8. 2 level 8 heroes compared to 2 level 11s. And the Troll's just like every... This is some good Dota, hey. This is what I was hoping for from one of these games.
This is what you were telling me was going to happen. After the first game, I was...
Mars response probably for Johnny Sins.
So these guys have done their research on each other then. What I saw then was an Io pick. Obviously, Io, one of my favorite heroes, one of the best heroes in the game. Even the sun comes out. Oh, lucky Lincoln's there, keeps him alive for now.
Just die so quickly. Huge
axe call. Huge axe call. Zeus needs to be careful here. Do you want to talk to just talk to Sadist for me for a second? Why we've seen a resurgence in Necro?
Sadist. Oh, right. Okay. So the profane potent could just go back into his roots of like playing LD, playing all these really memey pos ones. Maybe they get Gooby on Razor or something. I think it was completely overlooked. I don't even think it was banned. I don't know how to.
I didn't see it. Right. The Tiny himself. The Tiny himself is going to be struggling with mana into this Invoker. And you mentioned the runes. I've seen really good Invoker players just summon their spirits to go and deny those runes right before.
Stop him. And top lane, there's going to be like a bit of actual play. 2 Universals on Radiant, both ranged. It's a lot of damage. You can catch anyone off guard. Even Reverie and RFA. Hello, hello.
There he is. And if you guys can let me know if his mic is too loud, too quiet, whatever it might be along the way, I will adjust it on the fly. Why, Glint, you reached out to me and said, hey, there's no way you're casting Dunk, and now his Dunk is on cooldown, and Reverie's sort of a little bit hungry. Johnny's coming with a swap, and can they find someone? The Glimmer Cape comes out of the axe, so they don't quite spot him. Wave of Terror, and Prey was playing phenomenally on that Spirit Breaker, carving up and making some real space. But I think the hero of this story for me has got to be Johnny. That Mars laned into...
He's just not going to get... If you put the Showdown ulti on the Ursa, you can even get the Ags for a break. The Ursa, the only way he can actually like get the short end of the demonic purge is
goes that Undying. Gachi is here to play though, and it looks like the Dai team needs to run away because Gachi is hungry. He is a big, fat, juicy bear, and he finds Johnny just like that. The Zeus is enough to wrap that kill for him. Green. Wendy tried to help there, but...
They're putting a lot of stock into this Invoker, and as it was their last pick of the draft. So it just shows like how much they value Huncho having a...
But if it leaves it much longer, this snowball might be too big to slow down when you're sitting at the bottom of the hill. And I'm really, really worried for Radiant. Well, Gachi's going to try and man-fight this Reverie here. Reverie switching to Strength to try and get away. And it looks like he may just do it. Shadow Demon pops the ult on top of Gachi. They're thinking about it, but the rest of the lift. Not much to follow up.
Didn't have the spear. So something to note is the Invoker didn't have boots in that whole engagement. So if he overstepped, he was probably dead. But lucky for him, insanely hard to play most carry heroes into it. But the Gachi Ursa would be one of the few people who I would put stocks on. And I could really be liking the way this is turning out for Dire. They got the possible Tiny...
Reverie's popped his BKB and he wants in, but all of a sudden the Mooncow is on his back line and keeping his supports a whole lot busier. Oh my god, that axe call is so phenomenal! He catches 3! 1, 2, 3! Yesterday or the day before, that ability to give his pos 5 and potentially a core if they're having a bad game, but to give his pos 5 that XP boost, you know, even if you... Okay.
I don't like that. I really don't like that.
Tell me why.
Okay, so this Wind Ranger
What's wrong with me? Why can't I feel?
Played a lot a month ago, and then it fell off a cliff. That's alright. The whole goal is to get farm without like showing on the map and without like putting yourself in danger. But he's just not able to do it because the cow will just charge through and insta-kill his illusions no matter what.
Raccoon is diving and down goes Tiny as well. That's a 5-man wipe! It's a 5-man wipe!
The entire team is gone. They're all gone. What the hell? It's going to be very, very interesting to see what AU Rejects pick here because they have to lock in a good Morphling counter and something that doesn't get ruined by Shadow Demon. So, what offlaner?
Lane's pushed in. It's got this stupid Bull Rush talent. Oh, where it can just run away anytime it actually hits a wave. Plays so far forward. I mean, we saw Boxy doing it before. Like, they decide not to bring the vision to save the... To kill the Invoker, and the Invoker is saved. Just walking away there. Young Harold strolling back to mid. Tiny trying to give him some mana.
Illusion Hero's insane.
I love a good Dota name, a good like playful Dota name, like Noseholder. Last night I had the pleasure of being able to shoutcast Tasmania.
The Avalanche giving the Sand King time to wind up the epicenter and just launch. I will say though, Reverie has been known to go max agility and suicide on Morphling, so you never. Right? But yeah, it's super exciting.
I'm worried though because part of the reason this Sand King is like seeing play once again after such a long period of just being in the since I've seen anything like that. Let's go.
Charge onto Johnny top. Cal just might be a little bit short on the damage.
Live on the main stage of Phoenix League Season 1, so very excited to see Invoker. Works well from what I can say, works well with the Mars, works well with the Spirit Breaker when you're hunting with Sunstrike, so...
That guy's not squishy by any means.
None of these, none of the Universal heroes are squishy, god, and it's the worst, dude.
Charge on top. This could be a breakout
fight. Out! They might take Wing Ching as a return. Here comes the big toss. Ooh, it's just enough to secure that kill. But the bear jumps in. Hold on. The bear is hunting.
He's not tower aggro. He's got to be very careful here.
And so, absolute loser. Anyway, moving forward, let's get straight into this game. We've got Gachi on Ursa, Young Harold on Zeus, Gabala on Axe, Wing Ching on Undying, Raccoon on the Spirit Breaker, Rubik. This damage coming out of Rubik pre 4 minutes is absolutely insane. Good god.
Yeah,
it's 1,000 damage. 1,000 damage.
And max limits.
8 minutes in, so... Oh, this annoying Spirit Breaker, just zoning him away from any chance of a rune. But Io's come in, there's another power shot. Okay.
Young Harold has Blink now. That is how impactful that engagement was for him. This is the Tiny who had phase boots at like 12 minutes, now has Blink before 15. I told you he's a comeback king. As if he's got the Enrage buff up when he gets hit, and it's only 2.5 seconds, but that's 2.5 seconds you're not moving, you're not able to use your attack speed buff. You can't, it's insane. Another thing is the Morphling went Lincolns to protect himself from the cow charging him globally, but it doesn't protect you from the Axe, who's about to try again.
He's
lining him up. It will just be doing some kind of counter on whatever mid that is picked.
Perfect. Yeah, but we see the Necro come out. Now Necro Io is a combo, and a pretty spooky dooky combo. The heal is...
Last night it was an EU team, but I can't quite remember the name.
Damo, you're in chat, tell me. Lalul, it was Lalul. Thank you, Damo, you legend. Yeah. Lalul, our boy Lalul, picking the Sand King and making it look hype. Looks like Raccoon wants to dive, he wants that Rubik, but the Blood Grenades has come out on Raccoon himself, and he goes down, and now Gabala in a bit of trouble. That troll has a wand, Gabala, you need to run, and that's it. That's a double kill in the top lane, straight off the...
As a
to a troll as well. Like there was an Invoker there. He
out-damaged Hancho George. Yeah. Like what is that? He out-damaged Jonathan Sins on the Mars. That's one of his best.
Fat Bear underneath their tier 3, but they sort of have enough to deal with him. He posts his BKB and just wants to pour it out of there. But now Zeus and Win Ching need to be careful because the rest of the team is going to be running after them. No vision.
But here's
Max
Gooby.
lurking on the side.
Work for them. I think the Tiny might get let through because just showing that even if he has such a bad lane, that he's unable to recover and actually, like, he did a lot of work, right? You look at his net worth and you think about how much impact he had during the
Thinking about diving this Tiny. Tiny, you need to be careful. You've stepped out of position and the big bear is coming for you. They elect not to finish him off because they think that the zombie can. And Tiny gets hit.
See facet. Basically, as he gets more and more kills with his status, because obviously you get one stack every time you kill a creep and you get, is it 6 from a hero? And
down by Gabala again! Gabala just making this guy's life absolute just absolute hell, dude. Christ, Gabala, give him a break! Give him a goddamn break!
Sure is really well, and that's how he's gonna try and shine, right?
Okay,
again,
okay.
I've never seen much of like the Raccoon Spirit Breaker here, but it's gonna be really, really rough to enable. Yeah.
Okay, so we are seeing a better game. We're seeing Invoker really take a bit of a lead here in the mid lane. I think I expected that, right?
100%, yeah. So
Johnny is duking and diving in the trees, but just can't quite make it there. That was so much damage from the toss, the avalanche, the scatter blast.
Holy! Run him away in these early.
Charge comes out, and they found Raccoon again. Raccoon playing forward. The reload is coming in, and in comes our big. Oh my god! If that toss damage is just.
Could be big. If they get a kill on Hunchdog, it could be insane.
Oh, power shot comes out. Toss. Huge damage from that little shredder and the toss together, but he's got the invisibility. Do any of the supports bring any vision? No, they didn't. They have one job during this game.
He's stomping them.
Tiny out of position and gets caught by Gachi as well.
Jeez. Slaughter Gang can...
The IO, now Tiny, Gubala, Gachi, you guys need to be a little bit careful because there is an entire dire team right on top of you, but he does once again get the scythe off onto the troll. Raccoon decides to just get on top of this Sand King as quick as he can. Out comes the Tombstone, and all of a sudden Hancho might be in a little bit of trouble. Winching is running straight at him, but does he have the damage to deal with him? Out comes the Zeus ult, and
I think he was blood grenaded, that's why he was a little slow on the uptake there. He has boots now, but I don't think he's gonna try. I wouldn't expect him to. Oh wow, counted in a row, and then you're relying on your mid laner to go penultimate last and win you the game. But the troll pick's really good, like even though Necro is considered a counter, you can buy Ags on troll, you have so many tools.
And that's the thing, is this magical damage that's coming out from Radiant is enormous, right? Like it's a lot of magical damage. But that's the thing with magical damage, is it does eventually start to drop off. Once you start to see pipes, Eternal Shroud, that Necro might be in a little bit of trouble. His team is coming. Can Io get him out? Will Io try and get him out? Are they going to try and take this fight? The Avalanche toss comes out. Another huge Mars ult. Their whole team is caught inside it, and just like that, we've lost the... And of course, Axe Dagon, right? Axe Dagon deals with those major illusions.
Yeah, Dagon one-shots all illusions, no matter what. And... Picking bottom. They got the Ursa in position.
I think Johnny feels that something is coming this time, and does have the stun. Throws the stun onto this Moo Cow, but that means that bear is free to just jump on you. Gets the swap, tries to swap the cow in. He's gonna step away.
He's just charged back.
Hold up, Shadow Demon ult out. Shivas goes off. Huncho trying to get his ult off, but the Zeus keeps interrupting it, and just like that, Raccoon is just leaving. Johnny swaps back Gabal.
Seems that Winching might just be sacrificial lamb here. They want to get the Necro with the smoke, but Winching just dewards. Yeah, I think he protected Gachi there. They would have just run straight. 100%, you were 100% going to get, but because he opted not to go the Blink Dagger, he just doesn't. Yeah. And it doesn't impact Gooby at all. Wowee.
Another charge out on Johnny.
This stable hero, I've seen Reverie play it over the years. Something he enjoys. I think the problem with second pick here, that like dire second pick, is they
100, isn't it? For Axe?
Yeah, but it's got the
Oh,
the
for
synth
the...
as
Yeah,
well.
for the eat. I see what you're saying. Yep.
Sorry, 6,058. I was thinking 68 for some reason. But yeah, it can be...
Elite Slayer 60, you know? Like, I want really, really creative names. Oh, okay, let me talk. This is the strongest support in all of Dota. Oh, Shackle? Is that just tickling him? Power Shot comes back. Spiteful Rubik Power Shot. Yeah, there's a lot of really good vision from Dire that was setting up there. Facing him. Charge comes out, though, onto the Shadow Demon. They're looking for something here, but they're trying to pick the right target. Huncho decides he wants to deal with that Mukau. The Mukau's doing too much.
Alright, so on Slaughter Gang, we got Huncho George. He's well renowned with a lot of his mid laners. I have a feeling his Snapfire might see some action tonight, maybe some bans.
Faithful, but Raccoon gets the power shot in return. It kills the troll. Looks like the Mukau has come to play. Raccoon doing her best to try and get out of there, but they're on top of her, and another blood grenade goes out. Gets off the wind run. She's running, but the zap again from absolutely not. There it is. Here we go. They've caught all of the Dire team, and they are running as fast as they can. Johnny, you need to get out of there, mate, because there is a whole team here. The IO has gone back. Gubala makes a perfect entry with the IO right by their side. Needs to be a little bit more careful. This Morphling is going to be having nightmares. He's going to be waking up in hot sweats with this big red grin in his face. Wisdom gets stolen in the Dire off lane. Toss back.
It's like a known quantity. To get 6,000 gold out of a banner, I feel like is really, really hard. So you're 100% right. They should have just waited for the Roche to go top. Because like a free Ags on this Ursa, he can never die.
That is a spicy little start. Gachi, stun comes out onto him. He needs to be a little bit careful, but Wing Xing is here now on that Undying, and it's in his name. He'll make sure Gachi...
But they can just go Roche on Radiant if they want. There's so many options to extend their lead even further. Gachi buys full travels.
Can we talk about the fact that we've got the Manta...
The Shadow Demon, they've gone for an Undying. One of the few saves in the game that doesn't get ruined by Shadow Demon. You can just buy Shard and put someone in a Tombstone for 3 seconds. Or until it breaks. Seconds of invulnerability, basically, on the auto attacks. Oh, RFA's hitting low up top.
And she decides to run forward. All of a sudden, the troll comes out and throws Whirling Axes, but...
Randomly,
I saw a blue ping from Necro. Necro knows they're in there.
But I don't think he can do anything about it. There's no way. They're not set up on that part of the map. Gang's favor. Because I will say, Radiant's buying a couple silly items, if you ask me. Like, the Dagon, been practical. This Axe needs a BKB Shiva's refresher. He needs these types of items to...
Big. A little bit of extra mana regen for the rest of the game. He'll love that.
Yeah,
okay,
as these fights keep going, the Dire just seem to be getting so much more out of them than the Radiant. Every fight that Dire wins is like a 3... execution on Slaughter Gang to wait out the Aegis, it just didn't matter. He got like no value out of his Aegis, no regen, but it's just too much. They're too far in the hole, I think, at this point, unfortunately.
When did last... Pros have begged this hero to be removed from the game because it is just so strong. And often in these comp scenes you don't see as much attention on it, but it gets a lot of attention in the pro scene. So they lock the IO. Looks like they're looking at that Snapfire. They don't want to be chronoed and have the Snapfire just rain down hell on them. So yeah. I get it. And also even just like the relocation keeps that faceless. They're absolutely whiffing it because of the pressure. But then when it's time to shine, some of them are making some of the 6 plays I've seen in a while too. It's such a good game with Dota. I love Dota. Traditional and not super strong, but there are a lot of answers to Morphling on support heroes. Nope, they decide to take the Axe. That's a classic Morphling.
So what you're saying is not completely wrong, right? I understand they just completely...
Here, Team AU Rejects looking for the finish.
They're not confident to go for the throne, it seems. Almost a butterfly on the Venge, but I don't even think it's gonna...
But they didn't deal with the bear. And there's that beautiful save from RFA, but it might not be enough to save the Venji. She's slipping out in the back. She's got to deal with the zombies. She doesn't deal with the zombies, and now she's dead.
You'll find a way to do something with nothing.
It was just such a beautiful engagement there, the way they sort of were able to initiate and bring that IO to the fight. And this is
I
the
didn't think it would
power.
work either.
This is the power of Io.
We would have had a much closer mid game, but just having a Necro that's top net worth the entire game and still being down 2k just based off lanes is really rough. 900 during a big fight. The Aghanim's aura also gets really bigger, so Heartstop aura's only got like an 840 radius, and that just builds up to...
But honestly, I think we are going to see a pretty fierce game tonight. From what you've told me before, of course, we went live, and from what I've seen from this upper division, it seems like it's going to be a bit of a brawl all the way into the captain's shots, and just an increase in HP pool. Then all of a sudden these heroes that are blowing heroes up at the start of the game really start to drop off. There's a spear, Windy, into the tree, absolutely oblivious. One here, or are they running the tiny as a one?
So AU Rejects have done something brilliant here. Gubala has played Snap 3 earlier in the tournament. Snapfire can be a mid.
Poncho's going in, but he's caught immediately underneath that axe from the Zeus, but they do get the toss onto the Zeus, but not the toss back. Okay, so he's just going to slip away.
He took so much damage.
Oh, did I just see a Moon Cow charge again? I did see him.
Like, to what lane they'll be going.
Oh, we have an Invoker. How bloody exciting. God, I love Invoker. I don't play the hero, but I love seeing it played well. And here we have it live. Hunter's down here. Did they scout him on this ward? Yeah, they did now. Okay.
They see him now, yeah. This is another good ward. As you can see, the Dire has almost the exact same ward play. Tune on 9.3, it's very similar to the POS 3 on Gooby. They just don't have the damage to go through these guys, and they don't quite have the survivability after the Invoker gets a very quick Vessel. Yeah, they're my competitors, of course, and I think it's going to be a really hype series.
That is exciting, and that's what I want to hear. I love when their game is competitive. Competitive gaming is what I'm all about. I'm a bit worried because, to be honest, the draft that came out from Painters, AU Rejects, sorry, last game was worrisome. But this time they've drafted better, and their draft is really coming together.
It's not in the arena. It's going to be really hard for him to get anything done. And the you have to notice, I don't think the spirits actually give much vision anymore. I know they only give vision when they explode, and I don't think it's a... Puncho is edging towards his first item in a long time here.
You know, when they first changed this Dagon, here's a question. You're talking about finding an answer for the Morphling as a core, but I've seen Undying played as a 3, and I've seen Spirit Breaker played as a 3. Not
Okay, advantage.